All right. We've got some weirdos on the show today, folks. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Gunpla Talk, episode 35. This is our super duper Shizuoka show. Say that 3 times fast. So I am Tim, one of your co-hosts, the one and only child of Mecha. With me, as always, are my Avengers crew, if you will. I think I might be maybe Iron Man. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, let's go around real quick. We've got a special guest, Lincoln Wright. We are also waiting on another special guest, Xavier Lim, who right now is currently having some technical difficulties, but should be on soon. Let's go around the room real quick. Let's get to introductions, and then we'll go and get into the meat of the conversation real quick. Right off the bat, we're going to change up the format for you guys because there's a lot of show to get to today. So without any further ado, let's go to Josh. Josh, introduce yourself, sir.
Hey guys, I'm Josh Rodera, and it's wintertime in Australia. It's so nice wearing jackets again. And I do build Gundams and enter GBWCs and do Gundam drawings. And I'm on the show once a month with these lovely fellas. And that's about it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. All right. Let's go to Simon. Simon, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hello, I'm Simon, otherwise known as Gundam UK, and I am a mecha model enthusiast. Hey.
Enthusiast. It's the proper way of saying it. Nice. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Zach, go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
I'm ZakuAurelius. And yeah, Justin isn't feeling so good. Ricardo pointed out there in the chat.
Oh, is that a statement or is that a question?
It's a meme. Justin doesn't feel so well. Doesn't feel so good.
Maybe not. We'll see.
Hello. I'm a guy who makes stuff and makes videos too.
Man, you should get a YouTube channel, dude. I reckon you would do okay.
Yeah.
Not really good. Okay, just okay.
I've been meaning to. It's been like forever since I posted a video. I need to post another video again someday.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. All right, good deal. All right, hey, let's introduce both of our special guests here because I saw Xavier just popped in. Let's go first. Take it to Lincoln. Lincoln, introduce yourself to everybody.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ron Burgundy. I don't know how to tell you about this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
You can see many leather-bound books there behind him.
My office, my studio here, it smells of rich mahogany by Mr. Color, and the fumes have made me speak in this ridiculous manner.
Yes, this is
That's
great.
why I wear a mask.
I will try to make some serious comments and points at some time during this Gunpla Talk.
See, this is the problem when we change our...
Have me here tonight. Thank you.
This is the problem when we change our time so that it's like 11:30 or 11 p.m. at night in Australia. This is what you get, guys.
Nice.
Hey, man, that's
I
cool.
think I've been pretty lucid for a change. That actually came out in one hit.
Yeah,
I know, that was good. Yeah.
That would take me 3 tries to get that out.
Well done. All right, rock and roll. All right, so hey, let's introduce our other special guest, Mr. Xavier Lim. Xavier, introduce yourself to everybody, man.
Hey everyone, my name is Xavier. I work for the U.S. Gunpla distributor Bluefin. I do build kits, but my main thing these days is I bring them into the country.
Nice. We are all very thankful for that. So hopefully it's not too early for you, Xavier, right?
No, it's not too bad. I just had some trouble getting onto the Hangout.
Oh, gotcha. Well, hey, you're here now, right?
Yeah.
Good to see you, Xavier. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Good
Same
to
to you
see you.
guys.
We should point out so that everyone else knows, just for reference, that it's very early for Xavier and quite late for Josh and Lincoln.
Yeah. But I think the very early sounds worse. Well, to me anyway.
Yeah, 6:10 right now. in the AM for Xavier. So thank you very much for waking up this early, Xavier, and joining us, man.
Yeah.
All right. So, hey, just here recently, there was this little, this teeny tiny little convention over in Japan called the Shizuoka Hobby Show. And both of our special guests were lucky enough to attend this little itty bitty convention in person, and hopefully we can get some insight and some reports and about the products and everything, and hopefully also talk about some of the shenanigans that go on maybe after the show or in the downtime and stuff like that. So let's jump right into it. Xavier or Lincoln, who wants to go first? Tell us about Shizuoka.
There were no shenanigans.
No shenanigans at all, right?
No shenanigans happened on my watch. It was serious. It was all business.
Yes.
Brofest
Nice.
is a myth. There was no Brofest.
Yeah, no Brofest.
If you
Lincoln, you've been there like several times, but not as attached to a particular company, right?
No. But most of the distributors, in fact, all of the distributors, everybody except the Aussie team refused to go out with Ryan. So that happened. I know it sounds like I'm kidding, but no, that actually happened. Even Xavier did a runner on us. We caught him at the elevator and said, "Hey, dude, come out with us." And he's like, "Okay." And
man.
you ran, didn't you? I didn't know, but yeah. Now I have some inkling as to why that happened. But it was a really good time. It's a really good show. You guys can come along. Brofest 2019 is a thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite parts about the show, guys?
Killer shots. Oh no, that didn't happen. That didn't happen, right? Let Xavier go first.
So for the rest of the audience that isn't aware, Shizuoka's it's a large event where different businesses within the modeling industry, both the kit manufacturers and also the model support goods side, they show off their latest products that are coming out and previewing for the end consumer, as also for potential business partners and current business partners of what's going on within the hobby sphere. For Shizuoka, it's split up into it's like 4 days. So the first and second day are sort of like business days where the manufacturers and various distributors and retailers meet. It's not open to the public, so there's a lot of like there's a lot of guys in suits walking around that are like they're there for work. You don't see a lot of like fans on those first 2 days, even if those fans happen to be working. I'm always only there on the first 2 days, so I never see like the end consumer part where there's like it's like modelers exhibitions. So I only see what basically the manufacturers want their business partners to see. But I do enjoy going to the show. The Shizuoka Hobby Shows, it's a great place to see like everything that all the top manufacturers are making who participate at the event. In recent years, I feel though that for at least Bandai anyway, like they've been showing off a lot of stuff before the show even happens. So there's not too many things that are like surprises. There's a lot of stuff that's shown behind closed doors now. I don't know how true that is for the other manufacturers, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff being shown off behind closed doors now.
Mm.
I did not see any secret products.
Yo, Link, did you go with like from the start you went with the Hobbyco crew, or like you went separately and met up with them there?
So Xavier probably saw it. So I don't work for Hobbyco, but I'm partnering with them a lot. They're one of our biggest distributors here, so it just made a lot of sense. That was my first time to go along. So I haven't thought about how to explain this one yet, but it's the first time I've gone along more as a B2B person, because business to business, because previously I'd been along attached to one of the properties that were being shown at the show. So they're called industry days, the first two there. And just like Xavier was saying, they're all industry people there, so it's kind of it's an opportunity for everybody to get together before the mad rush. The weekend really gets packed. It's really crowded, but it is a good opportunity too, because you get to see, you get to interact with the fan base as well. But I've always been attached to properties, so I've either been with say Wave or Hasegawa at these ones, and been attached to the Machining Krieger booth. To show off some of the new stuff, but this one was very different because we were able to go and speak with a bunch of different new companies. So it was I was with Hobbyco guys, and I did a lot of help and work with them and help tee up some new business for them for the Australian market. So that was really different, and it was actually really exciting. And all of my industry buddies, by the time I got around on the second day, they'd already heard about me. They were saying, Link's here, and he's like turned into some kind of international man of mystery business. So, yeah, dude, it was funny. They were all in hysterics. It was laughing because they only know me as t-shirt, shorts, rocking up for the the model geek guy. So that was pretty funny, but it worked really well because the really geeky dudes, I'm actually more friends with them, so we could talk about how we could arrange products to bring them into the market. So because I'm not a real sales guy, that one went really well too. It was kind of fun. But the best part was them laughing at me. Yeah, look at his suit, look.
You were like the kind of go-between guy then, because like you knew the guys there to help like set them up with Ryan.
Oh, sure. Because I mean, it's quite in a business situation like that, Japan's quite tough, as I understand, for people to get into. But a lot of the guys have either worked with them before, or we have just lots of connections. I mean, kind of like what we do. We have this YouTube connection, right? So some of the guys I'd worked together with them on projects over the years, and I didn't realize some of my mates were in such high positions. So when I met them, once we pulled out business cards, one of them I got at his GM of strategy for one of the big name companies too.
Oh, wow.
Dude, all this time you've had a real job? You're like a big mover and shaker, GM of strategy for one of the big ones. I was like, dude. We were cracking jokes together and stuff, and he didn't pull his business card out at the end. When you meet people you don't know, the thing is, you do the business card exchange. So that's so you know what footing you're on right from the beginning. But he totally stooged me with that by whipping it out at the end. That's when I got it. We both cracked up. I said, "Oh man, this so it was pretty different and interesting." But that's also why it works well. It's very comfortable for them because I'm one of them. I just look funny. I get treated like that everywhere, so I look funny everywhere.
When was the last time you saw a bunch of those guys?
Okay, so I've been back in Australia for 18 months after 25 years in Japan.
25, man.
No, that's why he's messed up. So is this the right time to talk about this? I mean, I was really scared going back.
Yeah, man. I think it's an interesting little story. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
I was quite nervous about it because in Japan, there's a bit of a history of people with this unfortunate complexion showing up, taking what they want, and leaving. And from Commander, was it Perry's time with the black ship and a bunch of stuff like that. So my friends in Japan had always laughed about this with me and said, but you're different, Link, because you stay with us. But even with the earthquake and the Fukushima crisis and things like that, you've heard the term gaijin.
Oh yeah,
foreigners, right? We were calling those people then flyjin because they're all taking off on airplanes. They come for the money and they fly off. So, but my Japanese, the people I work with were really happy about it. But then that day came when I said, I got to take the kid. She wants to grow up overseas. That look of disappointment, it was heartbreaking. It was really heartbreaking. So I was having funny dreams before going back, and the worlds were mixed and weird. So I was pretty nervous about it. I was waiting for people, why? You got some nerve showing your face back here.
Totally.
I thought that would happen. And a couple of times when I, like Hasegawa-san, the boss, the president of Hasegawa, when I went up to speak to him, it was about 5 seconds of blank. And I was like, oh man, here it comes. I'd lost a lot of weight and they didn't recognize me.
That's why.
And I said, it's me. And he's looking at me, I'm just some white guy, a shark in a suit, right? And he looks at me and I go, no, it's Link. And then his face melted. Oh, Link, and it's weird for a guy of that level. He's like really old school company too. So especially Tamiya and Hasegawa, like the old thoroughbred sort of companies there. And that's why they put Bandai in the middle, because Bandai are actually kind of the new guys. So let's put them in the middle and break up the old dudes. For one of those guys to throw you the bro hug is really it freaked the staff out. I was with Hobbyco's, the guy that they say they're in charge of international sales. They're really the dudes that take the orders, right? He was like, as I was walking up to Hasegawa-san, he was like warning me off. Dude, Japanese version. Do you really know him? Yeah, we're all friends. Because he's absolutely shitting bricks, right? That I'm gonna go and do this massive faux pas. And I'm like, dude, no, I know him. It's okay. Are you sure? Standing around, the tension was really palpable. I'm thinking, yeah, I know him. He gave me these really cool kits and stuff as gifts. Yeah, we're old friends because we'd met at after parties. It wasn't through work at first. When that one went really well, they were surprised, and he called over the Kaihatsu guy, which is it's like planning. He's like the guy who's in charge of what they build next. That's the main guy. He's the guy who brought that's Kokubun-san. He brought Machine Krieger in. He's the one who pitched the owner and said, we need to make this. And they're like, no, no one will buy that stuff. But it's been one of their best producers. So he's now the chief planning guy. And he came over and he's like, yo, Link's back. So that transition from absolutely being scared to death that they were going to burn me on a cross to being really awesome about it. And that's what. And then suddenly Max Watanabe shows up out of nowhere. I don't know. A lot of you guys would know him, but do you really know who Max is?
Man, I only know a little bit. So maybe if you want to give a little tidbit about him, people watching might not know.
Max is the secret mafia godfather of the plastic toy industry over there. I think he's one of the bigger engines that really drives everything. Everything you see with Good Smile, Max Factory, all of those brands are all run by Max. And he does a bunch of other smaller ones too with the figures that don't quite fit in with everything. But you've seen like, Nendroid and Figma. That stuff's all him.
Yeah.
Some businesses there that you see their products and you think, wow, your business is making accessories for Max Watanabe. Wow. And that's probably their biggest cash earner, right? He comes up because he's all into the triathlons now. He goes through all these phases. He's into triathlons. And he comes up in his training gear.
Oh, wait, have you met him before?
So he's the one. He's my first proper employer in Japan for.
Oh, okay.
And that's another funny story. I'm like, hey, Lincoln, come to Hobby Japan. He does this little head action. Come to Hobby Japan. Okay. What are we doing? Just come to Hobby Japan. Okay. What are we doing? We'll figure it out. Just come, next Tuesday. What are you doing? Nothing. Okay. Come to Hobby Japan. And then I go there and I go, so are you the president here? And he laughs because their relationship, kind of the publishers report to them kind of way. I think he knows because he puts so much advertising money into them. But anyway, so we got a long story there. And I didn't know who he was. And I guess he thought that was charming. I had no clue. Which to everybody else was really funny. He's like, do you like Gunpla? Yeah, no, really. Because, he's the guy. Didn't he invent Zaku? Or had a big deal to do with it? You guys probably know better than
I
me.
don't actually know.
He won't get a lot into it. He goes, I might have had something to do with it. I painted him green and stuff.
No, I mean, I know
He's
Max
training
from,
here, and the next thing you know, we're taking selfies with Hasegawa-san, and some anime chicks and stuff show up. That was just bizarre. And then that's when I figured out, well, they weren't going to kill me. You know, why is everything covered in plastic? No, it went really well, and they were really happy to have me back, and especially in a capacity that was useful for them. I think there was a bit of that too. I don't want to ramble too much, but I can get back to some of that story later if you want. But it was very, very interesting, and it was very cool to see that transition. It was good to, it was good to be welcomed back, and it really reconnected me with who I am. But I know that sounds kind of corny, but my wife said, "What's it like? You look different." I said, "Yeah, I remember who I am." I kind of had to put that on the back burner coming back to Australia because you can't say that yourself. I can say the joke now, I don't know how to break this. I'm kind of a big deal. And you can say it with gift. But you can't do it, especially a place like Australia. It's very much against the culture. You can't say, no, it's okay, guys. I'm big in Japan.
Yeah.
You can't say it. So that was really on the back burner for the past 18 months until I had witnesses, like, Ryan San Pedro, awesome bloke. He was like getting all upset, going, "Man, this sucks. Lincoln has more fans than me. Everybody knows him here." With Ryan, that's pretty funny for him to say that. Yeah.
Man, I love that story because the experience you had, and you lived there for so many years, and then to have your mind kind of just change it and just go, wait, what's going to happen? And the dreams thing, that just happens to all of us. Like I remember before GBWC, I was freaking out that somehow all my Senanju pieces were on my bed while I'm sleeping. And I'm like, crap, I can't roll on it. I'm going to take it to Japan. Your brain goes crazy. But man, I can't imagine how good that would have felt when you got there and you just saw how happy they were to see you. That's fantastic.
Coming back to Australia, I didn't know how anything worked. I've never lived here as an adult before. And even now, it's only a quasi-adult type life, right? I'm sitting here making but, it's hardly a grown-up life. But I think it was something to do with that. So I knew how Japan worked. I go back there and I just click on instantly. But I guess I'd feared that because I'd relearned how Australia works after, surviving here with the family for 18 months, then your brain then thinks, well, if you've learnt that one again, you must have lost the other one. I think that's what it was playing with in my mind. So I had these dreams where I got back to Japan. Suddenly I can't speak the language. I don't know how anything works. So I'd wake up and go, I'd have to intellectualize the dreams. No, dude, it's only 18 months. It won't be any different. It has to be just everything covered in plastic because they're going to kill you. So that was the only thing. But it was like 30 minutes there. Everything was the same.
I just pictured you getting there and your dream's real, and you get there and you start to talk, and all you can do is just English, and then you're like stumbling onto the displays and you're knocking like prototypes and stuff, and you're like, and you're accidentally slapping like the heads of companies and stuff.
Really strong Ocker Italian. Mate, you're doing it all wrong. Come on, mate. I'll show you how to do it. Yeah. Oh man, that's not a robot. This is a robot. Yeah, I'll be doing
that's
that.
Great. Oh man, Oh man, I'm happy for you. That sounds great.
Well, thank God, because there was many a time when I'd sat here, early in the morning or at night, thinking, "Well, I've probably just ruined my life again." You do anything for your family, so there was that. But then going back, and actually, Max Watanabe, he pointed out to me, he goes, "You haven't figured it out yet, you idiot, have you?" And I said, "Yeah, which one this time?" Because he's been quite a mentor for quite a while. He said, "You haven't figured it out yet. You've gone and done what we can't do." And I'm still not getting it. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I need to explain. So Max explained it to me. And he said, "You've gone outside and you've been successful again over in Australia. You've been successful outside of Japan. You've proven that it wasn't a fluke to do something well in Japan. And you've done what we can't do, which is sell out." They can't sell outside of Japan very well. They say themselves. I'm not saying they say themselves. So he said, "You've been able to do that. Bringing that skill now back to us is you've proven yourself to be more useful than ever before. So this will be good for you." And I said, Why didn't you send me that like a couple of times when I was? That would have been. Yeah, the first 6 months into it, that would have been really nice, bro. Thanks.
Yeah, just a little frame thing, just with those words, just written there like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So it went super well. It went super well, and I've already kind of overshared a lot now. Sorry about that.
Okay, good sharing.
Oh, hey, you know what? I love to hear stories like this. I mean, admittedly, you were there for 25 years. I mean, kind of the golden age, really, of at least from the outside looking in, the golden age of Japan hobby mags. I mean, you saw some amazing modelers, in those magazines during that time. I mean, I've got a couple bookshelves full of Hobby Japan and Dengeki Hobby, model graphics and stuff like that. So, I mean, I can only imagine.
Picture's always very small.
Yeah.
For scale purposes. Yeah. And I'm always behind the other guys holding stuff.
That's awesome.
The two main guys I worked with were Max Watanabe and Ko Yokoyama-san. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him.
Mm-hmm.
The Max is a bit bigger level, but Ko Yokoyama is the machining Krieger guy. But he's kind of like the much revered popular artist there. And it has a bit of a cult following. He's quite good.
Nice. Yeah, see, I always grew up on the Gundam. I always kind of admittedly skipped over the machining Krieger stuff. I respected it, honestly, but it just wasn't kind of my style. So obviously seeing everything Max did back in the day was just mind blowing for me. Just starting out in the hobby. So I mean, that just super awesome. So any stories are good stories for us, man.
We can get to it another time if you want, but there is a really funny one that I accidentally did what do we call that? I accidentally did an impromptu intervention, not realizing it, and embarrassed Max out of doing gunk wash. Because invented gunk washing, right?
Yeah.
He calls it. Yeah. You guys have been to yakiniku, Korean barbecue?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know the Zach, have you been to Korean barbecue, bro?
No. Maybe a few thousand times or something. I don't know.
the sauce, I don't know what you call it in properly in Korean, but the Japanese call it tare. Like if we wrote it out, tare, tare. And it's that dark brown sauce, right?
Dark red?
Or dark red brown. Right.
Maybe gochujang?
Oh, gochujang is the jam paste stuff.
Then maybe it has garlic in it.
Yeah. But it's the Japanese do it kind of wrong because it
maybe
right. But they so the dark brown red black sauce, thick one. They call it
the same. Maybe Yang Yum. Maybe that's right. Yang Yum. I don't know.
That's the stuff, Max. That's the nickname he gave to his soup of junk leftover paints that he would smear over models. You guys would have seen lots of them, right? He'd smear it over everything and then wipe it back with Q-tips, with cotton buds.
Right.
Didn't realize he's such a legend, right? So pretty early on, it's really funny to think about it. Really early on, I said, "Dude, that's not painting."
Really?
So I was out and there's a few people around. It would have been a collective gasp went up around the room. I'm like, come on, we're spending the whole time with Q-tips cleaning the bloody thing up. It's not painting. You're doing it wrong. And he's such a cool guy. He goes, okay, show me what you would do then. And we did some other stuff with selective, putting oil paints in specific places and things like that. He was so cool about it. A lot of people would freak out, wouldn't they? When you try to give people advice online and they absolutely shit the bed. What do you mean I can't do this? And you go, well, I sugar-coated it, guy, but he took it on board and then improved his style instantly. It wasn't until much later I realized what an embarrassing thing that was to do. But it made the best story ever that I stopped him from doing gunk wash.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and after he doesn't do it anymore, right? He does other stuff, but yeah, it was pretty cool. So talking with him about his, the big 120 scale Gerwalk he's got.
Yes.
And that's all from making the machining Krieger stuff. He started to love the 120 scale, and he's like, wow, this is a cool scale. It's like real, isn't it? You know, you can really feel the size of this stuff in your hands. So I'm going to make something crazy, like 120 scale Gerwalk. And he's not watching this, so by this stage, nobody's watching the show anymore. So I can I've talked to everybody else off the show. The other two versions are they're done. So there's a Battloid and what do you call it? Batroid or Battloid?
Batroid.
Batroid. The Batroid and the Fighter are done and ready.
Really?
In 1/20th scale.
Dude, they were made 4 years ago.
Oh man.
Get out of here. What?
Sitting on that for 4 years, going, let me tell people. But they're all ready to go. Yeah.
Because man, I've never been into Macross, and the Gerwalk is kind of in between. I'm like, oh, it's only a Gerwalk mode. That makes me so happy. I would love 120 Batroid. Oh.
In Japan, the Gerwalk's the one that sells.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oddly. So you decided to go with that one first. But yeah, the Fighter, especially, would be the fast pack version. 120. Ooh.
Oh man.
Dude, robots. How big is it going to be? It's going to be like. You guys see Venture Brothers with Mecha Shiva?
What was that?
My nerd level's quite high. Mecha Shiva. I reckon it'd be about yay big, right? It's going to be at least 2 feet tall.
Oh man,
that version maybe bigger. Yeah,
that's right. And I'll be tempted to, because I bought some of the Bandai kits, the 172 transforming, and that's just amazing. Snapping together their transforming kit. Now that makes me want to like buy all those 3 modes, so I have enough parts to make it transform. That's crazy, but yeah.
So then you would ruin it with drawing all those lines and stuff on it that you do with
like Link. You got to get these things fixed. You got no taste, man. Come on,
Stop doing poor Bandai guys. They're sitting there, they're crying on their big pillows when they go to bed.
Oh man, I know a bunch of people who are going to go crazy over those 1/20th scale, especially over here, man. The Fighter. Oh yeah, that's going to see some love over here.
Dan really loves that stuff, doesn't he?
Dan, Mike, I mean, all those guys on the West Coast love, Macross stuff. So yeah, I can see them getting crazy.
It's really Robotech. We've got to be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we got a big group in Australia who love it as well. They get mad for it. So yeah, it's gonna sell well here.
I just lost 50 subscribers for saying that.
Yeah, right.
Quit Robotech.
Hey, don't worry, Link. I say that to get on people's nerves too. So it's not just you, man.
That's got to be what it's gonna cost. If you want to get like all 3 of those, it's gonna be around $1,000 or something, eh?
Oh god, yeah. I can only imagine.
Just about.
Yeah. But you can fly it back. You can just fly it back. I mean, you save on
back.
Oh.
Man. Yeah, because the Gerwalk was what, like 300 US, right? Something around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Jeez.
So
and the runners actually like have a few pieces on it, right? It's not just like one piece on its own. I like that it's actually
like 2 or 3. Yeah.
I like that it's still actually a runner with multiple pieces.
Yeah. The box is going to be like this big, right? It's crazy.
Oh, it's going to be enormous. But that's awesome to hear.
Max, he doesn't care. He just wanted to make something stupid. He makes other businesses. He's like, yeah, I'm going to make this. I don't care if anybody buys it or not. I just want to make something stupid big.
That's awesome.
He did it on a series of escalating dares. I'm going to make something stupid big. He got into this thing about making, those big torpedo boat models?
Yeah.
I can't see both my hands. Imagine one hand's here and the other one's way over there. There you go. That makes sense. These massive models, right? He got into this massive model building thing. And that just stuck in his head. He goes, okay, I got to make this in 1/20th scale. And I think Yokoyama-san said, you can't do that. And he goes, I've got lots of money. Watch me. Hold my beer, bro. Yeah, it really went down like that. That's pretty cool.
It's just going to get into scale modeling, and it's 1-to-1 scale. So it's just building real boats and real planes. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You've got that racing theme too, right? One of the guys who grabbed us down the office, they thought we were, they've got like a secret Batcave entrance to their office there in Akihabara, because they have to be a little bit stealthy, right? Or people would be, lined up to get in. And the guy who came down to grab us to bring us up works for the racing team. And so he has a good smell racing team, like with real cars.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, you just must sink money into that. It's got to be a tax dodge, right? But I couldn't get it out of this guy. He goes, yeah, I work Good Smell Racing. Okay, what do you do? I was really trying, because I'm really curious about that business. I want to figure out more about what's going on. But no, just I work for them. Well, you're not a race queen, dude. So what are you doing there? You're like a mechanic, too big for a driver. What do you do? I couldn't get it out of him.
Oh man.
He goes, I shut people up who ask too many questions.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I looked around. The elevator is full of plastic.
Oh man, just plastic all the time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Man, I was a big fan of Max's before. I'm just such an even bigger fan right now after hearing all this stuff, man. This is great.
He's like really cool. Ryan was super impressed with him. I mean, Ryan's a poor judge of character to start with, but no, but Ryan was really impressed because Ryan's bro level, because he's such a bro. Max is such a bro. So no, he's a bro. He's a bro to a level I'm not allowed to talk about.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yes, he's really, really cool, fun guy. Yeah, that's why there's a limit to how many people I can shuffle into his office. Because he's a little shy in the time thing, but it'd be great if we could get people, get a couple of you guys to meet him someday. That would be nifty.
Oh, that would be epic. Yeah.
Yeah. Can he speak much English?
No.
Yeah.
No. Sorry, no. He if you've probably noticed that's one of the companies that's been probably right word, reticent. They haven't been very aggressive about pushing overseas. Max seems quite comfortable ruling Japan. English is, he can, if he gets really hammered, he'll occasionally say a couple of words and then like punch you in the face. I'm not making that up.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy, very interesting like that. But no, sorry, doesn't speak a lot of English. Probably Yokoyama-san might speak a little bit more. But, if you have a few drinks, I don't drink a lot. I mean, on Brofest you do, but people need pressure. But your language abilities pick up, right? Because you can get more meaning into that one word. Yeah. Slipstream.
It's a serious question. Can you speak a little bit about that in terms of the Japanese companies and going overseas or staying in Japan? Because like all of us who are in the hobby, we're like, we want them to not do P-Bandai. We want these kids over here, and why don't they do this and expand out? And I'm sure there's some just concepts or some ways of thinking or just ways they do business that's different to how we might expect. Without getting into specific companies, can you share any views on that, Lincoln?
Make Xavier answer that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think if you're talking about especially P-Bandai, Xavier would be the one because he can lay down all the information on that.
Oh, look at Xavier. He's smiling just hearing about it.
Yeah. So the joke answer is Japan doesn't love us.
Yeah.
Is that a joke?
Is that a joke?
Yeah. No, I didn't want to focus on P-Bandai. I was actually just thinking about all like scale modeling companies and production houses like that. Yeah.
It's really hard for them. So the machining Krieger guys, I know that business, and it's easy to talk about because it's very small and nobody cares about it. And if any information I out, nobody cares. So probably their international sales are maybe 5%.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. And you'll join a Facebook group that's all about machining Krieger. So because they're all together in that little goldfish bowl, they believe it's a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah.
Which is cute, and you don't want to burst their bubble. No, you guys are only the 5%.
Yeah.
Because it would be funny for me, but it would be cruel and awful, and I wouldn't sleep at night without laughing.
No, but that actually makes sense. I mean,
it is, and it's hard to describe how when you're in Japan. That's why I didn't develop any media before. When you're in Japan, you're in Japan. It's its own little world, right?
Yeah.
You don't. There's here and there's there. Words that they use too. I heard Xavier speaks Japanese, so he understands that too. There's here and there's there. So they're so focused on their here. It's such the world to them. The overseas sales, it's almost like a little bit of an afterthought.
Well, if it's only like 95% is in their own country, then that's just the way to do it. Yeah.
Bandai, but I would suspect it's not that different. I mean, as big as it is to us overseas, and I see how big it is even here in Australia, it's so big in Japan, right? It's so big. And the cost for what you get, you know, do I want a HG kit or do I want a bowl of ramen? I'm not hungry yet, so I'll make another HG. You know, yeah, it really is. I mean, and that's why I was pumping through the kits as a young boy, because, you know, they're cheap. The market tends to build them as they intend them to be done. They expect people to go through HG kit every week.
Wow.
So that's a big part of it. And there's so many challenges to go outside. And one of them that I really bumped up against this time was the licenses. So they can't sell their Macross stuff overseas, right, because of Big West. So there's just a lot of licensing issues, and especially they might have one range of toy or model kit, and it can be licensed to 5 or 10 different properties there in Japan. Negotiating each one of them for an international release is yeah, right. No, let's
5%, yeah.
Kill me now, right? Yeah, for a very minor market, you have to do it's very, very tough. So that's one of the reasons, and it's really hard to explain to people because we're diehard fans, right? We probably love it more than people do there, because it's different and unique and hard to get. And people there, Japanese people, they take it for granted too. They've got such a thing with it. But that's a really big part of it. The sales outside of Japan so much more limited beyond what we think they are based on our, small microcosm. Is that the right way to say it? Our small ecosystem. We tend to think it's a lot bigger than it is. We think we have more voice. But sadly, we don't. But I think it's improving. Companies like Bandai are very good with that. But I would expect that their international market share is probably better than the other companies. For sure.
Yeah. Oh, man. Look, try and do a better answer next time, Lincoln. That was a terrible answer.
That was a crap answer, wasn't it? A joke and logic.
So just real quick, guys, I just got a message from Justin, and he just woke up. And he didn't know that today was the show. So when he gets on here, we have to give him an absolute raft of shit. So we have to really drag him on being late and forgetting today was the show.
Man, if he still has that beard, I am going to be so mad. I just hate
this. Is hilarious. He messages me and he said, I say, hey, jump in when you can. He's like, jump in what? I'm like, the show. Anyway. Sorry, I just had to interject that. That's hilarious. And when he gets on here, we gotta drag him a little bit. So anyway,
it is the kind of Japanese themed episodes, so we can make Justin do like the shaving of shame, just shave his beard instead of his head.
Oh my god! We'll have to make him draw something, Josh.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yep. Draw what shame looks like because you know it so well, Justin.
Right.
The box of shame.
Yeah. But getting back to the market share thing, man, it's kind of, it's funny that Lincoln said, kind of that, all the modelers and everything, especially in the groups and all that, we're kind of in our own like little bubble, I guess, and especially in the US. But what one of the hobby stores around me had just closed within the last few months, and I was in and I had talked to one of the guys there, and he ended up being kind of a district manager for the chain, and he kind of hit me on to kind of a fact, at least for their chain, is that for them, Gundam as a category is outselling all other hobby categories combined right now. Now, mind you, that may not necessarily reflect the entire US. I don't know, maybe Xavier can expound on that. But right now, at least for their sales, yeah, I mean, tanks, planes, cars, ships, all of that stuff, Gunpla's outselling all of them combined. So it's telling in a way that, yeah, in terms of the hobby genre, Gunpla is kind of big, but in the grand scale of worldwide marketplace, yeah, I mean, I can understand the 5% remark. It's minuscule. I mean, scale modeling in the US, I don't know how it is, in Australia or in the UK or whatever, but hobbies, such as scale modeling, I mean, it's died off here in the US. I mean, it's very, very small. But hopefully, we're whittling away at that and getting it bigger. But I don't know. Xavier, do you have anything else to add to that? I mean, can you expound on any of that?
Yeah, so Lincoln says it's pretty much true for a lot of companies that are Japanese based and are trying to go outside of Japan. There's a lot of logistical and legal challenges that a lot of these companies face. Also, like a common one is pretty much the simple question of, okay, how do I do it? Like if you're a Japanese company, you don't know any US contacts, like how would, or Australian or European, like how would you even start? Like that's a very simple question. And I know it wasn't that long ago, many years ago, where some of these Japanese companies that are kind of more prevalent now in the US, they were also like going around asking people like, okay, how do we even get in here? Like, who do we need to talk to? Like, what are the things we need to know about in order to get into this market, whatever that market country is? For the US, for Gundam, like you were talking about, Tim, so there's a lot of like independent stores that have been telling us the same thing as well, that for the Gundam plastic models compared to the traditional plastic models here in the US, the Gundam ones are like greatly outselling them. And it's keeping their model kit sections alive, mostly because there's a few factors that are contributing to that. One of which is that in terms of subject matter, which is like the vast majority of the plastic model kits in the US are like military subject matter. A lot of current demographic, they can't relate to that. They don't necessarily have either involvement in military, or they don't have relatives involved in military. So they never really were exposed to like stories of like those vehicles being used, photographs, experiences. So there's like absolutely no connection to a lot of these real world subject matter that's like maybe from 30, 40, 50 years ago. So World War II is like the most like common subject matter for military models, but generations now, like there's almost like no connection to World War II right now. And so it's actually hard for a lot of like real world subject matter to connect to people. Whereas like for Gundam, it's all fictional. And like, it's the joke about Gundam is that it's like a 20-minute toy commercial for the Gundam model kits. Well, actually that is kind of what's going on. And like, it's relevant because it's in your face all the time here for, at least now with like Gundam being on YouTube, Hulu, Crunchyroll, like all these streaming services where it has like large appeal. Like it's really easy for someone to get exposed to it and then start wanting to look for the product of, where can I buy this thing?
I mean, I guess it's like Transformers, the original cartoon in the States, basically to sell a bunch of toys. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even Sunrise and like Bandai, when they've been at like conventions here in the US, they've often joked about that. Oh yeah, it's like a 20-minute commercial for the gun. Like, was it like the Otakon, I think, panel last year with producers of Gundam Wing? Like that's one of his like answers to someone's jokes, someone's question about like, why did you guys make like so many like mid-series upgrades? It's like, well, it's to make more kits, to make more designs, to make more kits out of. Got a huge laugh in the room.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's hilarious. I mean,
you guys getting flashbacks to a large beard attacking you, or is that going back to a very bad sexual experience?
yeah. Welcome, Justin. Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning. Yeah, I totally forgot we had a show today, and I worked until like 1 last night, so I slept in.
Oh man.
Hey, dude.
How dare you
guys?
for a living?
I never got to speak with Justin on TV before. Hey, dude.
What's up, Lee? How you doing?
Hey, Justin.
Well,
What's
we've
up?
all done our own drawings. Like we did a few episodes ago.
Are you serious?
So no, I mean you've got to do one now. We've all done one. Even Lincoln and Xavier. They were all part of it. We kind of did an early thing. So you got to do one now.
I think that's the curse, is that every time I'm not here, you guys end up doing the drawings. Let me go find some paper.
Got him.
All right, just keep going with it, guys. Keep going with it. All right,
No,
Josh. What are we gonna have him draw? You're the
Okay, I'll think of something.
artist.
I'll think of something.
Okay, something good. It's got to be something good.
In the meantime, since we brought it up, and I think it never hurts to have this explained again, but Xavier, can you give us a quick and dirty on P Bandai for everyone who
Oh,
maybe has still
yeah.
figured that out?
Dreaded P Bandai, yeah.
Never heard of her.
So the premium Bandai shop it's like a separate it's like a separate entity, marketplace, business section within the Bandai group. So premium Bandai is like it's a marketplace where the different Bandai companies, they can sell their goods in a direct to consumer platform. So they don't these products don't appear at Japanese retailers. They're sold directly to the end consumer. So you as a fan, you would go to like the premium Bandai web shop, you order it, and then sometime later when it's manufactured, it gets delivered straight to your house. So this is different from products that the Bandai, the manufacturer, has to provide to distributors and retailers, and then you would go to a store to buy it. The products that are on premium Bandai, they're there because they're limited in some way. Maybe there's like manufacturing capacity, maybe there's license issue, maybe there's some aspect of the product that we as the end consumer don't really see because it's more of a business level related thing. But they're designed to be limited, and they're designed to make you want to pre-order it when it's announced, because the items that are sold on premium Bandai are typically not made again.
I want them all already now.
Yeah.
I remember when
I'm sold, Xavier. That was it.
I remember when I first was into the hobby and I saw these P Bandais and the box artwork, and I'm like, it's not even artwork, it's like a photo of the model and it's all just two colors. I'm like, what is the deal with this? And now I'm like, oh, P Bandai box. It just gets you.
Yeah.
Look at the blankness. I want
That's
to look
it.
at it.
Yeah, and the reason the box is bland is because since it's direct to consumer, it's never going to sit in the store and have to look pretty.
Of course.
point.
Yeah. Yeah.
But think of the YouTube thumbnails, guys.
All
Yeah,
right.
you make it
Like
Lincoln's
spazzing out.
Oh man. Awesome.
Look,
All right.
A couple of us got them. So is that the same deal? Do you think? Zach and I, we got some of those. Zach, what were they? The Pacific Rim. We got those DX versions. Is that kind of like a P Bandai thing? Do you think?
That was different. Xavier maybe knows more in detail about that. That was apparently just through like one specific shop got those, apparently.
So for the Pacific Rim model kits, there was some limited metallic gloss injection sort of deluxe versions of the kits that were released. They were released in limited quantities in select regions of the world. There was some arrangement between Bandai and another company for releasing these, and that's why they popped up at a certain time during the initial opening weekend of the movie. But they're not available in the greater market in Japan or outside of the countries that the product was distributed into. It's a very limited release. It wasn't a premium Bandai release.
It's like a splash release just for the timing purposes.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, man.
Yeah, it was very weird that to get those before the regular releases came out. That was very unheard of.
Wow. Okay. So I totally should have just flipped that on eBay then.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So let's take a break here, just real quick, guys, because Justin has some art to do here for us. So Josh, you're the master of ceremonies for the whole art thing. What are we doing here, buddy?
Yep. So Justin, your task to draw this time is it's going to be Gundam based. So you can draw a Gundam or a Xeon suit, whatever you'd like, mobile suit, and its weapon is a musical instrument of your choice.
Ooh, how long does he have to draw this?
He has 7 seconds to draw this. No, I'll give him about. I'm thinking basically we kind of had about 1.5 to 2 minutes. So I'll keep an eye on my time. This way he can put a bit of extra details in it. So you have 2 minutes, Justin. And the whole point is it's meant to be bad looking. So no pressure. Yeah. Take your time, think about it, and we'll come back.
Might I suggest a bagpipe weapon?
Oh,
That's a good one. I hate bagpipes though. But I guess if I'm trying to use my instrument as a weapon, a bagpipe might be a good way to go.
That'd be good. Man, is that a knife on your ear?
Yeah.
You are badass, man.
Almost as badass as you with that sick jacket.
Oh, yeah, you betcha. I'm puffing. I don't know what puffing is.
Puffing a thing?
Oh, man. Yeah, puffing's okay, 2 minutes. You got it, Justin. Take your time.
You're going to win that to GVWC this year. And I'm going to yell out to everyone, look, that Josh guy, he's bringing Puffin back. He's Puffin.
Puffin.
Nice. All right. So, Josh, you wanna handle the timer?
I got time.
Are you gonna watch the clock?
I got to watch the clock, yeah.
All right, cool. So are we ready to go on this? Well, we'll continue to talk, everybody, as Justin is creating his masterpiece, and then we'll check back in with him once the 2 minutes are up. So, do we want to call it here?
Yep, I'll just start it now. Timer's going.
All right.
Yeah.
On your mark, it's set, go.
Go for it.
Right,
I got a technical question. If I was a viewer and haven't been to Shizuoka, Xavier or Lincoln, have you got like a favorite kit or prototype that you saw there that interested you as kind of a hobbyist or anything like that, or anything cool that you saw that you're like, oh damn, this is rad?
Yeah, good question.
Tamiya Tomcat.
Oh,
really?
I've had enough of the fucking robots, man.
Yeah.
Tamiya. Boom.
And Tomcat.
Macross just to prove that we can get it here.
Robotech.
I'm going to paint it Robotech. Like that. Pull it, get the fucker out. I told this to the Tamiya guy standing there too. They thought that was hilarious. Not in English though, because that would have been
that would have been even funnier though.
They cracked up. No, they thought, I see, we can't get it, so I'm totally going to make this Macross. They're like, oh yeah. Mm.
Awesome.
Xavier.
For me, it was the Aoshima Kiryu Mecha Godzilla model kit from the Godzilla Millennium series.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if there were many pictures taken of that at the event, but this is the second year that an updated prototype has been shown off. This time it was all in full color and looks like everything was finalized already. It's very impressive looking. I thought originally last year that it was like an action figure and that Aoshima was branching out and making figures, but it's actually a model kit and it looks really, really nice.
How big does it look like it is? Well, how big was it?
I took pictures of it. Maybe there was like some sort of object in the background that you could see for scale reference, but it was pretty large to me, especially the tail.
And I saw some photos. Was it silver or anything like that, or was it multiple colors?
Yeah, it was the painted prototype they had was like it was in various metallic silvers. It was in a couple of different shades if you were looking at it in person. I don't know if the natural color of the plastic when you take it out of the box is going to be like that, but the painted prototype they had was very nice.
Yeah. Cool. You need to stop, Justin. That's your time is up. Which yeah. So I just wanted to stop you there. Don't you dare put that pencil to paper anymore. Yeah.
All right.
Damn, that Mecha Godzilla. That sounds great. Oh
yeah. Okay. So
I sold that really well. Jeez.
What's that? What's that?
I'm excited about the Tomcat.
I was just gonna come. I was gonna come back to you. Is it a big scale? Is it
made it Robotechy and everything? There's just no some people.
I mean, even on the YouTube show, when it's like the recorded thing, there's just going to be no audio when you mention it, and we're going to put in Gundam.
Brisbane.
Was it a new scale or something? What was new about the kit, Lincoln?
Oh no, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Oh, damn it! I'm actually interested because I like the talk.
I don't know. There's another airplane. I think it's 148.
148. That's big.
148. But you know this is something that they said that I don't know if this helps, but they said they're really under the pump because people only buy new, so they've got to keep crunching out the same stuff again over and over again to make it new, so people will buy it. So people won't buy the old stuff anymore. I don't know, you know, Tamiya's always got the deal that they've made it all very accurate and correct, etc. But I just thought it was really cool size. I'm pretty stupid the way I look at models. I just thought it's a good size to work on. 132 is too big, 172 is too small. Tomcats at 148, they're good painting size. You know, it's not too big or too small. And you know, you can build Top Gun. Had pictures of Top Gun guys. And I could pretend I was cool like that if I made it. If I made that, I could be like Tom Cruise. Or Iceman. Iceman before he got on meth and lots of calories.
Oh, man. Isn't it funny that at one point Iceman was a cool nickname, and now you're like, "Hey, I'm Iceman," and they're like, "Yeah, okay, whatever, buddy." Like, it's not cool anymore.
It was cool when I was 10.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
You're like Iceman in your 5.0. It's not enough.
Okay, Zach, do you want to give Justin presentation screen, and he can show us his masterpiece?
I don't know if masterpiece is the word.
There you go, man.
All right, so
Drum roll.
I was probably going to steal Josh's idea since we're drummer brothers.
Yeah,
and,
man. When I thought of the idea, I'm like, I hope he does drums. Yes.
But Tim threw out the bagpipes thing, or somebody did, and that seemed like a good thing because I don't want to hurt people with my music. I would hurt.
Oh,
people
all right, here we go.
Enjoy myself. So, I've been doing a lot of Warhammer stuff, so I took a little bit of inspiration from that since I play Death Guard, and here's what I got.
Yes.
So I got. He's holding like it's like a laser machine gun bagpipe with fire coming out of the back, and it's hooked to his like breather mask, so it's got a little bit of like Zaku inspiration in there.
I like the addition of fire. That works.
Oh my god, that is great.
Man. That's great. That's perfect, man.
That was level 6 hotness. Yeah.
Now, Justin, we're going to need you to scan that into the computer and make that available on a T-shirt. Toot Sweet, please. And that would be amazing.
We'll see what I can do. I actually do have a scan.
Yeah. Because did we send through our drawings to each other? Do we have like digital copies of those from the last time?
Yeah, we posted them.
Yeah, man, definitely scan that.
Tim didn't send his because I hadn't watched the episode yet.
Yes.
Everybody else.
No, mine was. We posted all three of the ones that we did. We posted them on the Gunpla Talk Facebook page, so all 3 of them are up there.
Yeah.
Well, I watched the episode, so I realized that you had drawn me, and that's what.
Oh yeah.
Man,
if you want that, I think I still have it.
We're gonna do we'll do this like most episodes, and then in about 15 years we'll have like 300 drawings, and then we're gonna make an art book that we're gonna sell. It'll probably be a couple $100, but it's probably gonna sell out. So pre-order that, everybody. Yeah,
pre-order right now.
Hardbound. It'll be great. It'll be a coffee table book that you can give. It'll be an heirloom piece. Let's put it that way.
An heirloom piece. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Justin, for regaling us with an amazing masterpiece of artwork there. Greatly appreciated. And if you want to see all of the rest of ours, you can just watch the show afterwards. That'll be fine. Cool. All right. Awesome. And hey, and if you get a chance, take a picture of it, send it to me, and I'll post it on the Gunpla Talk Facebook page along with everybody else's. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Rock and roll. Awesome. So with that being said, let's get back into the conversation here real quick.
Take me off prison.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's
It's comfortable. Every time I look over here, I see myself.
Sorry about that.
As you get older, that'll happen more and more.
It happens a lot.
Yeah. Welcome to my life.
Oh man, where did Xavier step away, take a break? What's
I think he's on the Gunpla suit.
Oh no, it
No,
looked like
I
he
was
just-
looking for. I was looking
there
at
he
my
is.
pictures
These
of the
things are looking very legit.
Godzilla.
Oh, I gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, I was gonna put them up right now, but it's 230 millimeters, so that's like 9 inches. That's the height.
Oh, yeah,
9 inches.
So it's
So
not
that's like
huge, but yeah, it's
about
decent
like
size.
a
It's much
Monster
larger
frame.
than like Bandai's making like figures of the Godzilla stuff too. Those are like 6-7 inches usually, so 9 inches is pretty large.
that's like the MG Unicorn maybe height, 22 centimeters or so.
Yeah, I think it's pretty. It's like one of the taller MG sizes.
And that's cool.
How did nobody say that's what she said?
Because we're grown-ups, Lincoln, that's why.
How did this not happen? You're ruining the show, guys.
Oh, man.
But I can say that because I know I'm never being invited back. Thank you. You've been great.
Oh man. So let's get back to Shizuoka here real quick, guys. Xavier, whenever you find that, let's take a look at it and see it, because I'm kind of interested in the way that it sounds and everything here at this point.
Was the is it the Mazinger Z or something kit? I don't know the robot, and it's like an all new Snap kit or something like that. Was that there at the show?
Yes,
New
it
Bandai,
was.
I think is that
Yeah.
There's the Bandai's making model kits of the Mazinger and Great Mazinger designs from the Mazinger Infinity movie that came out earlier this year or end of last year. They're billed as high grade kits, but their size is about like what a typical master grade height is. So it's like they're 7 inches or so. They are branching out into more and more stuff within the last few years that are not Gundam. So they've been doing Star Wars, Dragon Ball. Now they're starting to look into like other properties that are closer to home that they can branch out to. There was also a teaser poster for there's a Super Robot show in the early 90s. The name is escaping me right now, but they had a teaser poster for an upcoming Super Robot model kit from, I guess, the Braves line of Super Robots. So like 5R or like Gal Gaigar. It's within that same period of time.
See, I don't even really know those shows. A Mazinger, I don't know, but I saw the kit, and even if it's high grade, it's kind of like a RE100. The detail on the outside is crazy.
Yeah, it
and
looks good.
I don't even know the show, but I would totally buy one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the same way as Josh. I mean, you know, the super robot genre and everything just kind of went past me because I jumped right into Gunpla. So looking at it now, really cool, kind of looking kits. But yeah, I mean, more mecha is good mecha, right?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nice. So, what other products and everything like that? Now, I know for Lincoln, he loved the Tamiya Tomcat, and Xavier loved the Mecha Godzilla. What other cool things kind of caught your eye that maybe didn't get a lot of exposure, you know, on the interwebs, guys? What were some things that you guys saw?
Lincoln, did you see the? I don't know, maybe it wasn't so big of a thing for you, but GSI, the paint companies, they're releasing Gundam color accurate colors as if it was you were watching the show from the 1979. So they're releasing a Gundam white that's like that seafoam green tinted white.
Wow.
Are they releasing that under their 40th anniversary line?
No, it's under it's like a Gundam color specific line. So they're releasing colors that allow you to match the terrible color quality of the 70s.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And the paint's like, if you use those proper colors, you spray it on your kit, you leave it overnight, and you come back out, and the proportions will actually deform, and you'll get the really fat head or the really wide chest.
Yeah, right.
Suddenly appreciate this.
Man.
Actually, speaking of that, in recent years, like there's been more of a larger emphasis on trying to recreate those cartoony proportions. In the robot spirits, there's a figure line Bandai makes. Like they've been doing an anime line, which is like how it looks in the anime. So there are proportions that are kind of quirky, but it's made to look like what you saw in the show. And then recently on the Premium Bandai Marketplace, one of the Bandai departments is releasing soft vinyls of the Gundam and the Zaku, and it looks like how they did in the show. So the Zaku kind of looks like it's a guy in a suit, and it's got like these exaggerated cartoony hands. It looks really like as if it was a cell from the animation, which is really neat. It's also kind of really weird how goofy the machines look, given how we've been seeing like very modern mechanical interpretations of those designs over the last few years.
Yeah, we forget what they look like in the original episodes.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Or we want to forget how they look in the original episodes.
Gundam with the squat
man.
face.
Yeah, right. What about you, Lincoln? What did you see that kind of caught your eye over there outside of the normal coverage that Shizuoka has gotten so far?
There was some in the middle, in between all the big companies. They've always got a handful of these obscure companies making really weird kind of random stuff, and I always like looking at them. I mean, you know, the normal releases, we all know about them, but right in the middle, there was one guy making miniature Ferris. Do you call them Ferris wheels? The wheels.
Yeah.
To go in train sets. So he had like a $1,500 Ferris wheel going.
Oh my God.
It was really cool. And I was like, you know, and it's, you know, for people who are really into it, I'm not into the train set thing, but I did stand there mesmerized for several hours in front of it without speaking or talking. or talking or speaking. And they must have been freaked out by that. They called security. But yeah, it was just bizarre. And they had like the biggest version was about yay big. So what's that about? You know, about 2 feet across, I guess. And then they had the smaller versions, which were about this big. Say, what's that? 10 odd inches across. And they were all lit up with LEDs all over them, and you know, they spun, and they were just. I mean, it looks so cool. And hell expensive too. You just wonder, you know, did you really expect that would be a viable product?
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. I was going to do a joke about. He's like, damn it, nobody's going to make these Ferris wheels that people want. I'm going to have to do it myself.
Development team or something, and he comes up, Shacho, I know what we want this year. Big ass Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Like, what? Yeah, but small. Small.
I love it. And they come in.
And it was just bizarre to me. But they were so quirky cool that someone would devote themselves to it. And then there was I'm fascinated by the train stuff this year. There was one guy that made one. It was about this big, and it was little Thomas the Tank Engine, and it just went around on its own. It was all like, you know, like fully automated kind of deal. And when I asked him about it, again, it was does that translate? In Japan, they often use the term Galapagos syndrome. They make stuff that can't go anywhere. It's only to be used on the island. So it was this tiny little train set, and it worked with no apparent workings that are usually associated with train sets, apparently. And no other train will work on it. It has to be their train. It has to be their setup. Has to be their track. Everything has to be theirs. It's a standalone system. And I just thought to myself, how much money did you throw into this on the hopes that this thing would fly? Because, you know, you've got to imagine R&D to get that little thing to work. It's probably spent, you know, 50 grand, maybe more. I'm just wondering if they sell enough to cover these products. But it was those quirky things that fascinate me. But you never see them again, though. That's one of the things. tells you. It's you got that one opportunity to kind of have a look and go, wow, you spent your life savings on that. Okay.
Well, it's funny because like, you know, you see these shows, you know, these inventor shows that are trying to, like Shark Tank or whatever. I don't know if you guys have it, you know, in the UK or in Australia, but you know, you see these guys making just stupid, crazy products, and I can imagine, you know, some of those Japanese guys, you know, Ferris wheel guy thinking, oh my God, people want Ferris wheels. I'm gonna make some.
And I asked him about longevity of product because it looked like, you know, it obviously had one big moving part, the big ass Ferris wheel, but there's a lot of lights and everything. I said, you know, how long would that last when people buy it? And he says, I've been running that one for 2 years. It's very proud. Wow. I know, right? Just like, yeah, have you been standing here mesmerized, looking at it like over 2 years, or what happened? But I hope they do well. I just don't know that you can sell that many 2-foot Ferris wheels, right?
This is like when you were talking about the Robotech Macross kit, how they had the other modes for 4 years. This guy had this for 2 years and he didn't give it to us. I'm even more angry about that.
Yeah, but you wonder, when was it in development? When was it actually ready? How long were they all sitting around the office going, look at that, guys, check it out. That's some big ass Ferris wheel, but small.
That's it.
Look at that.
And then they're like, we're going to get it out to market. And he goes, no. The general public, they're not ready for this Ferris wheel yet. Yeah, that's it. So they don't know what to do.
Now, the future is now, people, so let's give it 10 years.
So what was the scale on the Ferris wheel? 1/35th or so?
I did their mice friends in to go for rides on it. They did all that crazy stuff. All right, run out of money.
Nice.
Pretzels here. Let's sell it now. We've almost got no money, so take it to market.
So Lincoln, what was the scale on that Ferris wheel? 1/35th or so?
Big ass. So it was about yay big. They have those hokey train scales up that nobody really knows what it is except.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
They call it letters. Oh, that's H-O-M-O.
H-O-O and all that. Yeah.
PP, man. So I don't know. When they say those words, it just goes over my head. I go, oh, okay.
Yeah, we deal in numbers.
Yeah.
I really want a Ferris wheel now.
Talk to me. Talk to me, Gunpla guy.
Yeah.
I'd like to respond and see what people would say. Hey, explain it to me in Gunpla, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, Simon, you're never gonna get GBWC. You're gonna get FWWC, Ferris Wheel World Cup in England. That's the first thing.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna be huge.
The cutscene is it with really inane music. It's got that really kick-ass intro. FWWC.
Yes. And there's going to be like an anime and like all the episodes, and all it is about the Ferris wheel stops working and the guy has to like fix it, and there's like teenagers up there. There's teenagers up there making out, and he's got to get them out. Oh.
Sorry, Xavier, go back to the photo. The guy in the little shorts. It's not what you think.
Can you guys see?
Where were you going with that?
It's not what you think. No, but that was Max. That's
Max. I took this photo specifically because I was like, "Hey, it's Max in his like training shorts."
Yeah, in his
man,
he showed up, and I was laughing. I go, "You can tell you own this place because you show up like in your pajamas."
Everybody else is in suits.
I'm wearing a suit. You're in your PJs.
Oh man,
we've just got blank. We've got blank screen for you, I think, Xavier.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I wasn't sure if he saw it.
There he is.
There we go.
So Max is getting around just like that. It's gold.
Hey, let's give him the screen there.
I was trying to find the Ferris wheel that he was talking about. But I don't think I got a picture.
Right?
Ricardo may have a photo. Ricardo, if you have a photo, send it to me on Facebook and I'll put it up.
Because it really had like it's like, you know, robots, cars, girls, robots, cars, big ass Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
And then there was also cats and tanks too.
Yeah, the Nekobuso.
Yeah.
Oh man, those cats and like the cardboard weapons.
Yeah.
Like the hottest shit ever. Like every country is like they have like huge order numbers for that product.
Yeah.
Really crazy, even for the US.
So good.
Dude, I showed that to my 10-year-old daughter, and she absolutely went batshit crazy. And she says, "I've got to have all of these."
I have
And I'm like, "Okay, what am I going to say? No." So
With guns kill people.
yeah.
I love it how we were talking before about like the scale modeling and the hobbies and the genres and how people are connecting with military, and like the military model is like, damn, what do these kids even want? These tanks are great, and they're like, what are they building? Cats, cardboard boxes, guns.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about connecting with your audience.
Yeah.
You guys, you paint stuff too, right? The once you remember that first time when you did the 3-color camo on the German tank. We've all done it. I admit my shady past. And you made it, and I got so excited because it was legit. You even learnt the names, right? You got your Dunkelgelb, Rock Brown, and the Olive Grün, right? After you do that a couple of times, though, you want something a little different, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
That guy's really feeling it, isn't he? He's like, oh yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see.
What do we got here?
Oh, there's the 1/20th. Let's see.
This is the Valkyrie that Lincoln was talking about earlier, the 1/20 scale.
Oh, look at that thing.
It's really cool, eh? And that's the prop. Max painted this version. There's some other ones around. He hand painted this one.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
So nice.
Gosh.
These are Hexagear. These were really cool. They're right next door. They're by Kutubukia. So they're the ones up in the back. See up in the top left there? I was talking with them, and I said, "You dudes, you're ripping off Mike. Do you remember Micronauts?
Yeah.
Micro. Japanese is Micromen. I think English was Micronauts.
It was Micronauts over here. Yeah.
That's kind of their. They're not publicly admitting it, but it's a bit of a homage of it.
Has that T-Rex got like chainsaws for mouths or something?
Dude, yeah, I saw that.
They must very heavy design.
Out of one of the design things, then he bashed the T-Rexy thing out of the parts. Was their they go together like Lego. It's really cool.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is that a kit or is that a kit bash? But I guess it's already been answered. So
the designer then he got a bunch of them apart and made that out of them. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey guys.
Really cool concept.
Just a second. Ricardo sent me some photos of the paints that they were talking about, the 80s style.
Oh,
paints.
rocking. Yeah, let's see those.
He said he didn't have a picture of the Ferris wheel though.
Oh,
Ricardo.
Ferris wheel.
Like, I think I remember seeing this Ferris wheel, but I didn't think of taking a picture of it because I was like, "Oh, cool, it's a Ferris wheel."
There you go. There's the Origin Master Grade painted up in the colors.
Maybe our mission next year, mate, is we're going to make a beeline for the Ferris wheel guy.
I can't remember. Was that like being
with the
released
Ferris wheel
this year, or was it still prototype?
Oh man, I love that blue. Go back to Exact real quick.
That is quite nice, actually. Yeah.
Oh man, look at that.
Looks very similar to Mr. Color Sky Blue, doesn't it? I mean,
it looks more muted to me.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. But.
I mean, the whole line looks very kind of
muted.
desaturated, which I totally dig. Sorry, I geek out on paint.
I mean,
Yeah, so that white has like that light greenish tinge to it. That was the limitations of colors back then for animation.
Oh,
Is
man.
that why it was that color white, Xavier? I didn't know that.
So like, yeah, I mean, if you put something that's just white on the screen, like it's kind of what's the term to describe that? It's the contrast is too much, but also because like for animation techniques, like when you're drawing things, like it's part of like how TVs were interpreting like color back then too. So like what you saw like on the screen was a little bit different from what you saw like on the actual cell or the reference art that was being used to create this show. So like this is the entire purpose of this was like, this is what you saw on TV. Do you remember how bad the white looked? Yeah.
Now you can see it every day in your room in 4K.
Now, Are we going to get these in the U.S., Xavier? Do you know?
At some point, yeah. They're
Cool.
not being released immediately. I think the actual Japanese release date was like farther out into the year.
Okay. What about the 40th anniversary line? Is there any hope of getting that in the U.S.?
Which one? You mean like the ABC colors?
Yeah, it's they were, I guess, limited edition colors or so.
Yeah, those are
at
those
least
are
from
in
what
the
I
US
saw.
already. Those
What?
are in the
Oh, they
US.
are.
Yeah, it's just a matter of
Ooh.
whether or not like stores are interested in carrying it, because a lot of people don't know like the background history of those colors.
Right.
So what Tim's talking about is Mr. Hobby, like a long time ago when they first started, they had certain color mixes that use different chemical properties to create different hues and shades of certain things. Like there was reds, blues, grays, and at some point, like they lost the information for how to make those colors. And as part of their 40th anniversary, they went out to like try and recreate those pigments to get that exact look that was like the original like red or the original gray. And so they released those as like anniversary colors.
So for just selfish purposes, any store in the U.S. that currently stocks Mr. Hobby products could potentially special order those?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of stores that are aware that they exist, and it's like it's pretty I guess in terms of like if you're the average person just like buying paints in the store, like you might not even think about wanting, I want to get the original red that they used like 40 years ago.
Oh man, but some of the colors I've seen from the 40th anniversary line are so nice. Like they've got this like crazy metallic red that's almost like a matte metallic red. Oh, and it just looks killer. I want it. I'm gonna get it. Ooh, yes, that makes me excited. Sorry, I geek out over paints. What can I say? I have to talk to people. All right, so
You have doctors for that, medicine and everything.
I know, right? I don't want that though. I want the paint.
I was looking at the shelf over there. I know I've seen it in some kits in the manual where it was maybe it's the Master Grade 2.0 Gym or something like that, where it has the color listed as like that color and it gives you the mixture for it. It's like,
oh wow,
it's like 100% white and then like drop of green or something like that. I don't know. I forget, but I think that was maybe one of Alex's kits that I built. I don't think I have that.
Those old Gunpla colors that they've got there, that's all their regular range with maybe 2.37 drops of white.
Yeah,
they are right. The same as the white. It's got a touch of like duck egg green tucked in it. Boom.
Yeah.
70s.
I'm looking through my photos again now. It's like there was a lot of kits that were combining like girls with armor at the show this year. Kotobukiya had a ton of these, and then I know like Aoshima even had a Valkyrie girl. Some of the other companies are like even for Good Smile there was a lot of like girl mixed with like armor bit kits. Like it seems to be a really like huge trend now in Japan.
Hey, Xavier, one thing I wanted to ask, this wasn't at Shizuoka because I think these are all out now, but how Bandai, Kotobukiya, and Aoshima all came out with the Full Metal Panic like kits at the exact same time. It's quite weird, eh?
No, actually, they didn't come out at the same time. The Kotobukiya, Bandai joined the list of licensees for the Full Metal Panic kits. Those are the ones from the recent anime. But Kotobukiya and Aoshima, their licenses came from one of the two seasons that came out years ago. So like one of them is from the first Full Metal Panic, one of them is from Full Metal Panic, the second raid. And then Bandai's is from Full Metal Panic Invisible Victory. So they're not quite the same versions of those mechs, because there's been some stylistic changes over the years. And they didn't come out at the same time. They came out when those particular seasons were coming out. It just so happens that they like a typical business would, oh, hey, they're doing an anime again. Oh, okay, we should just reissue the kits we made years ago. That's what happened for Kotobukiya and Aoshima. But there are kits that they're making that are in addition to what they had already released. So like Kotobukiya is making the Belial, which is like one of the antagonist suits in this particular season this year. And also like they did a repackaged version of the Leviathan, or I'm saying that wrong, Levitine. Someone correct me. And yeah, the Aoshima is like 1/48 scale kits they're pretty old at this point. They didn't release them this year. They're just re-releases.
Okay.
Let's put the model raid ones.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, that looks good.
These are the ones from or Good Smile. This is their model raid line.
These are figures, right?
No, these are model kits.
They have to. Of course.
Yeah, that's Mazen Kaiser. I don't know if I took another photo of this. I might have. I took a lot of like photos all over the place because I was like rushing around. This is within the Plamax line by Max Factory, so this is a really blurry picture. There's some interesting old school designs here.
I like that. That guy in the middle, right in the middle. That's great.
There's a bunch of them, but they look like they're all wearing like pajama suits or something.
They do.
Is that one in the middle wearing a gi?
Yes.
Oh man, that's awesome. And funny.
Oh, this was at the factory. Wrong photo album.
Yes, continue with that one. Let's see.
Yeah, still cool though. Still cool.
I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure if I was supposed to share photos from the museum thing that we did. Hey, Lincoln, do you remember when we were like up on the second floor, like we all started taking pictures, and then like afterwards we're like, you guys weren't supposed to take pictures. Please don't take any more pictures.
The foyer area there was okay. They said okay.
Okay, this part was okay.
I mean, I shared the heck out of them, so whoops.
Yeah, Lincoln, you said that like you were really blown away by visiting the Bandai factory. What was that like?
The guys were saying we're going to take you to the Bandai factory, and I'm like, yeah, okay, so factory, the plastic kits. Oh, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Because I've been to a couple before, and you know they're dirty, dark. They're factories.
Yeah.
But the Gunpla one's not. I mean, it is by definition, but no, it's a spaceship.
Yeah.
Spaceship.
I mean, there's that video going around that they put out a year or two ago of all the the kind of almost like a B-roll montage of the factory floor, and it's just absolutely amazing. I could watch that for hours, to be honest with you.
Well, they're working on the molds.
Yeah, with the molds, and it's got the tracking text with the different kits that the parts are making or what it's from, and yeah, it's an awesome video to watch.
One of the things that impressed me the most with that was how compact it is for how much influence they have on the world.
Yeah, it seems really small.
It's smaller than you'd imagine, but that's usually the case with all of these Japanese companies involved in the model industry. You go to meet them, go to their office, and you're like, really, this is it? But the way they were, like that, this whole system that Xavier is just showing now, that they've got the different the group units, and the fact that they're all on one floor means that the communication and everything is very simplified there. I thought that was really, really nifty. These kind of things. They're their ranks, aren't they? So they all wear these. They all wear the Gundam anime uniform side.
Yeah.
And, that was pretty nifty.
Yeah, Xavier, what do you have on your screen right now? What is
that?
So, looks interesting.
I think these are part of the photos we weren't supposed to take, but it's okay. This is the rankings of like the staff.
Yeah, this is not where we weren't supposed to take photos, dude.
Yeah, the staff. So the staff that Lincoln was saying in the hobby center, which is the name of the factory, they are all wearing like uniforms that are themed after like the Earth Federation kind of in the Mobile Suit Gundam anime. And so like for like a military themed like uniform, they also have ranks that are sort of like your ranks in a military. And these are like the different emblems on like the patches that indicate your rank and like your position and whatnot. Actually, Lincoln, are you able to see the Japanese text on this picture?
Sure. You want me to read it?
Yeah, for the guys that are in the audience, they can't maybe see the picture as well.
Bottom right is the lowest one. That's I believe that one's got read as Shunin. I'm pretty sure, but it's the lowest one. But it's still a rank. It's not like a nothing rank. And CF the chief. Then the 3-stripe one that looks like sergeant is assistant manager. So
yeah, this one, assistant manager.
Yeah, and then the next one, M, is for manager. It really does say that in katakana too, guys. I'm not translating.
That's funny.
Is a deputy general manager. Deputy general manager. Then there's general manager, GM. The far left is shacho, which means top president. But I don't know the one in the middle there. I don't know how to read that. It's not usually in between them. They should have bucho.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Usually kacho. But this one, yeah, I don't know how to read that one. Sorry.
I just think it's amazing and really cool that they have like ranks like this in the factory. It's
so cool.
It is so neat. Yeah.
Oh man.
The office people, the people down in the factory floor, they were all wearing their uniforms.
Oh, and there's like one day where like one worker like trips over and breaks a mold, and then you see them and the manager's there and he rips off the badge and the guy's like he's been slapped.
They Velcroed on for that purpose, I think.
Oh,
There's also that,
Good
there was
clean
that
the
hangar
toilet
door
toothbrush.
too. That was like part of I forgot what entrance that door was to. But you were doing something with the door, right, Lincoln? Or was I thinking of Ryan?
We weren't allowed to go past this door, right? And it's this huge metal airlock-looking door. Everyone went quiet, and I said, "Can I touch the door?" And they looked at each other, the bosses. They go, "Yeah, I guess we'll let you touch it." So I did the do, walked up to it. Right, I made the sounds too. It made it funnier because it was deathly silent. Everybody's like in panic-stricken. What's this stupid gaijin going to do? And I walk up to this door, and it was quite heavy too. You walk up to it, and I went ding, and then it was the walk of shame coming back. But it's just the door going in. It's a really big, heavy, 2-part sliding door. So it really would feel like they're entering a spaceship. Very nifty. Touched it. That's as far
That's
as
awesome.
Wouldn't open.
Am I the only geek that would buy these?
No,
Oh no,
No,
totally.
I think a lot of people would buy these.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to have these on a wall.
Look at how many show up on Yahoo Auction Japan.
Yeah.
I lost another epaulet rank thing, guys.
Oh, what else?
Yeah, if you got any other photos, show us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that didn't turn out. Oh, there we go. What is this Gundam called again? Nerds in the chat, help us.
Yeah, right.
I know I've seen that before, but that's very obscure.
This was on display in the Hobby Japan booth. So looks like what's our favorite guy's name? Naoki. He did some of these,
Naoki.
and then some other people did some of these. Like this one's from Naoki.
Yeah, that's his
PXS
Deep
here.
Striker.
Cool.
It's hard getting photos of it because of the glass case giving the glare.
Yeah.
I actually have that queued up in the news bits to talk about because I just wanted to show that off. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Hell, with the way we're going, we might not get to news.
Josh has really ruined the show, hasn't he, today?
Sorry.
Josh has totally ruined the show today.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Ruined.
Damn it! I tried to think of a joke and I couldn't think of something back to get you with. Oh, man.
You know what, Lincoln? Did you see?
I
If,
remember what I wanted to say.
Lincoln, did you see the? I don't remember seeing it at the show, but last year there was some concept. It was a base. It was like a wireless LED system that you put like your figure with like wireless LEDs down on the base, and it would illuminate. There's no wires. I don't remember seeing that on display this year, but I saw like
it's retail now.
It's retail now. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it. Yodobashi.
Oh yeah.
The base is about 200 US.
Yeah.
The units was about
it's
$50 to $70. But man, it
that's
looks
stupid
really cool.
expensive.
Yeah, this one's not really related to that. This is more of a stage for if you want to have like figures doing concerts and stuff. But it's just reminding me of that.
Wow, that happened.
Noids, things we can't have in the US because of licensing.
Those new kits look awful.
That also true in Australia, Lincoln. Like there's the Zoids, you can't really bring them in because of licensing.
We don't. Zach, sorry, I was going to say Josh. We don't get them here, do we?
I don't think so. No, they might get randomly brought in separately, like individually, like people bring in Macross or something. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I'm pretty sure no.
So many girl and armor figures, model kits.
Speaking of just girls, I guess not really so much armor, but Lincoln, tell Max to keep making possibly more of the what are the minimum factory kits?
Yeah.
Loving those so much.
Did you see the Kotobuki ones? The ones by, is it Shinya Yamashita? Made the versions of the US superheroes, but in Japanese shoujo style.
I've seen statues of those, but I don't know if I've seen kits of those.
No, they were statues. They were finished ones. Really nifty that he'd done the the Japanese artist interpretation of them. I thought they were just so nifty.
I've seen those at the Kotobukiya store, there in Akihabara, right?
Yeah, Max is really into the girly figures. He says basically his empire runs on selling little plastic boobs. Yeah.
No, the minimum factory. Here, I'll show you mine that I'm working on now. Minimum factory
man.
are so cool though.
This Godzilla looks cool. It's so old school retro looking. Hey.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Pretty cool, actually.
This they're just 120 scale. That little girl, the ones there.
Zach, hang on a second, because Xavier's got the screen. Remember?
Yeah, but Lincoln can see what I'm talking about here. Yeah.
Oh,
That's important.
fair enough.
And that tail is rad.
Sorry, everybody in the audience, you don't get to see what Zach's showing right now.
Yep.
That is pretty wild.
Both people were showing kinds of tail.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know this Mechagodzilla. Was it in like an old TV show or a movie or anything, or is this just a kind of concept on its own?
There was a series of movies released in like 2000 that featured this version of Mechagodzilla. So it wasn't too long ago compared to some of the older Godzilla films that were coming out in like 70s, 80s, 90s.
That's definitely different from the original.
Yeah. The full runner layout is in this picture. You can see all the runners schematics on this one. So it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14. It's a little less than 20 runner parts.
Comparable to like a good sized master grade.
Yeah, it's 9 inches, so it's one of the one of the taller master grades. Looking forward to grabbing this when it comes out.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So what else do we have here? 230, 10. Oh, more girls.
All girls.
Oshima stuff. Genesis Clay, Mospita.
They're the old ones, aren't they?
Does anyone remember Mospita? Like it's like the third property that was used to make Robotech.
Oh,
I
yeah.
only really hear people talking about Macross when they say Robotech.
Yeah.
This one's some like various like real world hobby accessories. Valkyrie.
And did you see? That's the stuff I was talking about. That's they're making money off Max Watanabe's properties because they're all 1/12 scale, right?
Yeah.
which you'd think was an odd scale, but it fits in with all of the stuff he's making.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you can have like your figments and whatnot doing funny things in the park.
Yeah. Right. I think that's our stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
So it's Hexagear. This one's a new one from Good Smile. It's the Savage from Full Metal Panic.
Look, aren't they?
This one is Strizia from Darling in the Franxx. I don't know if they're gonna release this model or not.
It's got some weird.
Really hoping for a model kit of that.
Some other stuff that's God Mars. It's a super robot. I think Bandai's looking at super robots because Max Watanabe started doing super robot model kits and like, no, wait a minute.
We're the leaders. You follow us.
Different Mazen Kaisers.
Nice.
Mazen Kaiser model kit. The Mazen Kaiser that the Good Smile made, it looks like a nice kit, but it feels kind of small when you finally finish it compared to like how much it costs.
That's a special kind of disappointment building a model kit and you go, oh wait, that's the leg, so it's only gonna be this. Oh man.
Yeah,
so
right.
You can see the box behind here in the background. Then you can see like the size of the completed model. Lincoln, do you remember? I didn't hang around the booth that long. Do you remember what the story is behind these nippers that Max had in the Good Smile booth?
Honestly, no. When I was there, I was accosted by a bunch of my old teammates. They're all working for him. Max goes around cherry picking people off different projects to come work for him, right? So I stumbled into the Max factory area. I think that's probably where these were. They're on Good Smile.
It's on the Good Smile. Well, wait a minute. It was the Good Smile. This was next to the Good Smile Mazinger.
Yeah, it's got racing. But I know Max has wanted to get into the Nipper game for a long time. But I don't know. When I was there, I was grabbed by the guys and they're like, they're all, you got to go see Sim-kun's here as well. Takeshita-kun's here as well. So I didn't get to actually see much of their product. It was the old reunion time, and I'm getting all emotional there. So
I swear, like when you guys were walking around, it's like there was someone that knew you at every booth. Like I don't think you could like walk through the show without being like ambushed by someone going, "Oh my God, it's Link!"
Did you see that happening as well?
Yes. I was like, I know I watched the guy on YouTube, but man, he's like really well connected here. It was funny when Ryan was introducing the two of us, like you were prepared to like explain who you are. I'm like, oh hey Link, I watch your videos.
Yeah, that I was hoping we could laugh about that because that one was really funny for me. And it was kind of a bit of a funny thing. I mean, you guys do YouTube too. You know what I mean, right? People will recognize you. You don't expect it. Because I don't expect I've been doing YouTube all that long, and I don't expect I've got much of a, I haven't built it up much. But yeah, they introduced Xavier, and I'm like, hey, nice to meet you, mate. My name's Lincoln. And he basically said, I'll stop you right there. Here you are, I watched the show. I was like, thanks, man. That was really cool. I was so happy to hear that. It was like it was really cool way to, cool. I don't have to brag about myself now. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh man,
it was a trippy trip, I tell you.
It seemed like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Is this the minimum factory thing you were talking about, Zach?
Hang on. Yeah. Those kids. Cool.
This is the kind of stuff I love, like for people, back to that photo, Xavier, people who aren't into the hobbies and stuff, the way you're just like, man, damn, this is coming out. And they're like, it's just a chick on a chair? What?
Yeah.
Well,
and we're like, damn right it is.
It's a scale chair, and she's sitting.
But is it a Ferris wheel?
It's
Ferris wheel.
Nice. What was that, Zach?
It's like 120 scale figures, which are usually resin, but you can actually build it with plastic. So it's just
Plastic, yeah.
120. Nice. Okay.
So
This girl's from Girls in Panzer, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, oh yeah, bus. Wait, maybe I have the Ferris wheel somewhere.
Yes, here we go. This is the good stuff.
Hmm.
This is where it turns. This is where it turns adults only. We're getting to buses and Ferris wheels.
Maybe not.
Mm.
Other stuff.
Xavier, damn it, we got so excited.
Yeah, I
me
was.
too. It's just like the one vehicle in this entire photo collection of like robots and girls.
I was on the edge of my seat waiting to see a picture of a Ferris wheel, and
Same.
now I just can't. I'm
And it's got a little
disappointed.
moon.
It's a thing.
Oh man. All right, so look at the time. We've been going at this for 2 hours already, man. Amazing conversation, guys, and I'm sure we could probably go on for another 2 hours plus. But we do have to start wrapping it up. So Zach, let's just really quickly zip through some news and stuff that you wanted to cover. And then we'll tie it all together and call this one done.
You're ready, aren't you, Zach? You're ready, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I do have some stuff ready, but
You're a
there's
professional, aren't you?
So what I'll do is just blast through it, and like if you guys want to chime in your thoughts about it, just shout it out.
Lightning round. Let's go.
Yep. Luckily, Gundam Kids Collection has a post here with just like everything from Shizuoka organized there. So we got the 100 base jabber.
I didn't even see that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I think, something that just kind of got lost in the shuffle. A lot of people didn't really notice it for a while, amongst everything else that was announced. The Shinoju Stein HG kit, that looks cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Definitely prefer, personally, the narrative version over the regular version, just in terms of the design. Especially, I think it's just like the shield, especially, because I'd never really liked the shield on the MG.
True.
But there's not really a very good picture of it here. But
I got one.
Well, Xavier can.
Oh yeah, there. Xavier's got a good one.
It's blurry. No.
Xavier. No, that's all right.
Anyway, you can just it's like a fusion, right, of the Shinoju and the Shinoju Stein shield.
And I'm happy that they've got the different color whites, if that is the plastic, like on the shoulders there, which the Master Grade had. It was super subtle. But, that's cool.
There's
The
that.
proportions of the fuel tanks. They're much longer now.
Oh, because they were really short compared to the Sinanju.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also-
somebody explain this polypod thing to me. What is it from? I have no idea what this. It came out of left field. What is
It's
it?
from heaven, basically.
Heaven. Get out of here.
It's from a side story of Gundam Build Divers. It's from a manga side story.
Okay.
That's all it is. I don't know if it's even shown up in the story yet for that side story.
Oh wow.
I love that there's Build Divers manga side stories. That is great.
I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's
It's silly, but it's fun. Hey.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like someone's kit bash that they're like, okay, we can sell that.
Yeah.
I like the little cables.
Yeah, the little red cables. Hey.
There's the new HG The Origin gyms that are coming out. There's three.
Very cool.
There's a fourth one as well.
GM Cannon's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the look of these. Of course, like all of the HG The Origin kits are all really good. But these are pretty cool. For some reason, I feel like the detail on them looks different compared to the detail that we've seen on the Origin kits.
Definitely.
Especially like the Gundam local type, because that's kind of the only really other like Gundam type, kind of EFF type. I guess that's sort of similar to this.
It's not traditionally UC, is it? It's not.
Yeah, well, just like the aesthetic of the details on it.
Is it just less mechanical looking or something?
I don't know. It just looks like it was done by a different designer from whoever worked on like the local type. I think it looks like that to me.
I want that kit. That looks great.
Does look cool. The Moon Gundam, which we kind of were just briefly seeing there from Xavier's photos, but I think looks pretty cool. Quite
It's interesting.
3,000 yen for an HG is
Yeah.
pretty high up with that.
I don't think
there's
I'm
a lot of
enjoying
these clear parts, I guess.
What's that
It's got a
sound?
lot of parts.
that. No, I don't think I'm enjoying that one.
It's got a.
Yeah.
They even did like knee sliding gimmicks that you normally see only on MG stuff.
Oh, it does too. Oh, the second piece, yeah, on
Interesting.
the right side, yeah.
So it does look like pretty good quality for sure.
That
Almost like
backwards,
Hmm?
backwards fin, the view fin on the back. that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a little
It's
odd.
got safety knobs on it.
There's this, which actually is some new artwork as well. Here's you can see that the head. That's the Vargil, which is the other one there, kind of the antagonist suit, I guess. But they're the same suit, just with different heads. So this one is actually, where is it? The purple version, the Vargil, with the Gundam head. So interesting.
Now this is from a manga, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Moon Gundam.
This is cool, quite cool. This version of the Gym 3. I like that.
Yeah,
I do
that's
like
nice.
that too. Yeah.
Sort of like an Echous type Gym 3 looking like with the thing on its head there.
Yeah, the visor. Yeah.
Some different variations of that. Yeah, okay. Some other stuff. The new model graphics. I've been seeing it's like I think maybe just earlier today they started sharing this on Twitter. Some of the Japanese modelers who have worked in this issue. I guess maybe today was like the release day for them to start sharing their works.
Yeah. I only saw this today too. Yeah, and I'm like, what is this?
I was seeing a bunch of this. It's a new model graphics book. It's obviously.
Oh wait. No,
Oh.
go back.
Yes.
You saw a hummingbird?
Stop. Just yes. Let me see it.
Hummingbird of that.
Oh, that's pretty much it.
You're killing me right now. Zach.
Your purpose is
Zach, yes. You did that so well, I thought you were actually just missing the point of what he was saying.
No, yeah.
Oh man, I dig it. I dig it. I like it a lot.
Looks
You
well done,
can't see too
for
well.
sure. So there's that.
So what is that? What magazine is that?
Model graphics.
Model Graphics. Yeah, okay, cool.
Nice.
I think that I forget. I close the tab. I think it was like the July issue or something, or coming out in July. This is cool. It's the Sazabi's long rifle, which is not included with the real grade, but it's going to be coming out with the Ace magazine. When September. So you can use it. That also with the Moon Gundam apparently is also going to use that in the manga.
That sucks that they forgot to put it in the real grade kit, but it's nice that they're putting it separately. I'm just
There's
teasing.
artwork there.
Very nice.
Yeah, so it was only a matter of time before that was going to be coming out. I mean, that's not very surprising, but that's cool that that's coming. The thing about having to order these magazine exclusives, though, is that Ace magazine is very thick and heavy, so the shipping is crazy on these.
Yeah,
from Japan. Yeah. You're probably paying like $10 for the magazine and $20 for shipping.
And you look at the shipping, and it's like by Bandai Postal Service, they're making extra money off of us.
Here's just some more photos of the Jim Sniper custom.
I feel your anguish, Josh.
It's cool to look at how different this looks from the Master Grade. I actually kind of almost prefer this one, just in terms of the design of it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's way different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the origin styling.
Mm-hmm.
It's got quite a lot going on.
Speaking of Twitter too, I saw, damn, I can't remember who it was, but someone shared, I think it was a painted Master Grade. Obviously this one's not out yet, but they painted like a kind of like skull face on the mask. I was like, hey, it's like the first time that mask on the face actually looks pretty cool on it. That was pretty cool. If one of you guys in the chat also saw that or have a link or something, share the name of who that was on Twitter that had that. But
yeah, I like the knee split. Maybe it's the photo just above. You can see maybe a little bit of a piston peeking through or something. I don't know, but just underneath the knee vents. That's cool.
That is a knee slide.
Looks like that knee part does slide, but
yeah, maybe the next photo. There you go.
Josh.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, looks nice.
Secret pistons. And if anybody wants to know, I just looked that up. Yeah, it's the July model graphics. That's the issue with all the master grades.
Sweet.
Another P Bandai Gelgoog. Unfortunately, it's not another high mobility type. It's just the regular one, completely just with the different rifle and different colors. That's all. Gato's Gelgoog. I was really surprised when this was announced. I was like, how have they not made that already? They've already made this in HD form, and they've already made so many different Gato's mobile suits. Kind of surprising that they hadn't made this already, but
Gato.
Look at the
cool
rifle.
rifle.
How modern, militaristic that looks.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Right. It looks like the forward frame on like an M16 variant type rifle.
It doesn't really look like it really fits that well.
Right. The retro look of the armor. There's a bit of a mismatch happening there.
Yeah, I agree. I have the HD version of this, and I'll probably end up splitting them up eventually. This one as well, which was big news, and Xavier can get some props for this. I don't know how much he had to do with it this time, but I know in the past Xavier's worked as magic to help get these P Bandai kits come out as regular releases in the US. This is one of them. So Xavier, Double O Quanta, Full Saber.
I don't think that's premium Bandai. Are you thinking about the Avalanche Exia?
Oh, I am sorry. Right, I'm just like going too quickly now. But yeah, there's the Full Saber. Yeah, the Avalanche Exia is the one that I was thinking of. But there's that also. The Ari Yakudoga.
Yeah.
I got some thoughts about that. I don't know if I'm really digging the proportions on it.
Really?
Which bits don't you like?
Yeah.
They need to adjust the size of the mono eye.
Huh? Yeah, that's weird.
With better colors, I think that could work though.
With what?
That one would look really good with weathering, wouldn't it? It's got a lot of nice surface area.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I like fat chicks. I mean Mecha. They came out wrong. It's late.
Yeah, get some comparisons going.
Just to compare it to the HG here, the HG is much more bulky in the shoulders. This one looks like it's got really small shoulders there.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and the head seems to be a bit bigger as well.
This is a different version, but you get the idea how big the shoulders are compared to the torso. And then look at this one. The torso is huge, and the shoulders are like quite small.
I think
I know this is just a prototype, so that's why the pose is kind of wonky, but it just looks very uninspired with how these are just kind of like hanging there. But I'm sure it'll be an awesome kit, and it'll look better once we're actually seeing it, like when it's ready, fully ready.
Yeah. Well, with proper treatment too, you know.
This is what the Yakudoga looks like with a smaller mono eye on the right side.
Oh, on Xavier's screen.
Oh.
Here you go.
Oh yeah.
The one on the left is
such a big difference there.
The one on the left is what it looks like right now, but the one on the right is if they change the size of the mono eye to make it more look like what it did in the movie.
Yeah.
I thought you were joking.
No.
I thought you were joking when you said, "Oh, it needs a smaller mono eye." I thought you were feigning that you were being super picky, but that actually looks better.
No, yeah, definitely. It's so weird. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah. Something to work on though. I'm just glad. I mean, I'd still rather have it than not have it though.
Oh yeah, totally. That's right.
And I'm sure maybe Xavier can shed some light on this. I mean, feel free to wink or something. If the Kasparaya one is going to be P Bandai or something.
I do know the answer to this. I can't say it though.
Well, that pretty much answers it for you.
There we go.
If you know anything about it, then I think that it answers it enough for me.
And it looks like the funnel's open too, Sazabi style. So that's that's
cool. I saw someone mention on Facebook that they thought that it's probably using the runners directly from the Sazabi. They just reusing them for this kit. So, do you know anything about that, Xavier?
I haven't seen the runners for this, so I'm not sure. I don't know why they didn't use the Neo Xeon internal skeleton that they had on the Gyaradoga Master Grade. So I don't know why this isn't a Master Grade.
Time to buy both kits.
Yeah. If you really care about having some more articulation, I guess.
No, just the fun of putting the inner frame together. You're the weird one, Zach.
I guess so.
I think it's probably because this would have been like 7,000 or 8,000 yen if it was a Master Grade. Maybe
that's pretty big. Yeah, so
yeah, I would have bought it so many times.
Yeah. Here's what we saw before
Man.
Naoki's XS Gundam? Question mark.
What the heck?
Is it Gundam
Is it
not?
or is it not?
Very cool.
Mm.
I like how
That's
I
because they
repurposed.
strapped the Deep Striker stuff on it.
I like how I repurposed one of the like front kickstands from the I-field generator on the front, like crotch part, there on the fuel tank on the back. Very cool.
Nice.
There's that. Okay, new Converge series. I don't know. I think I'm the Converge fan out of us, but
I was just gonna say,
you guys also talked about that. That was also news anyway, also coming out. Fun kits. Josh has been semi-converted, I know.
I have converged it.
He's been
I've got a
converted.
couple.
I have a few as well.
They're awesome.
I have to really like them to buy them.
Yeah, true.
Like I would never buy a whole collection, but like obviously mobile suits that I really like.
Yeah.
Funny one.
I'm telling you, it's like 45 yen or 4,500 yen for a box of 10. So like if you just split that between like 3 or 4 friends, just like 1,000 yen, just get 1 or 2.
Right. Like I have friends that build Gundam.
Hey man.
They live near me.
Oh, never mind. Well, hey man.
I mean, you live kinda, sorta near me.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
fire.
Seems to be.
You need to drive over that bridge.
Right.
Anyway, here's the Exia Avalanche Dash we were mentioning before. This is the one that's a P-Bandai kit in Japan, but will be coming out normally in the US, a la the XN Riser.
So this was only previously available in just a 1/100 no grade, right? Is that right?
Without the dash parts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think it's the first time the dash parts are coming out 1/100 scale, right, Xavier?
In an official capacity, yeah.
Yeah.
Previous Avalanche Exia was the one that they released during the time that Gundam 00 was airing back in 2007, 2008-ish. That I don't know when the dash equipment appeared. I think it first showed up on the high grade 1144 of the kit, but that was released after the 1/100th version came out. I don't know, sometime later.
The thing about this, though, Xavier, maybe you can answer this for me, but for these kits like this and what's the PG straight red frame Kai and the XN Riser that are coming out as normal releases in the US, but if Bandai is producing them as premium Bandai in Japan, so that means they're only producing a limited amount of them. So that means that while they're available to buy directly in shops in the US, they're still going to be of a limited quantity, right?
Yep. Actually, all the retailers that who receive our product information for these particular kits, they know that we don't actually know when Bandai is going to make these again, or if they are going to.
Yeah.
Like when they do their premium Bandai reproduction, like I don't know if it'll be offered to the US. So essentially, we don't know if, aside from the initial first time launch, if like they'll be available again for the US.
Yeah, so that's why I mean, like it's cool that they're being available a little bit easierly. What do I say? They're easier for people to buy just in stores in the US or whatever. But like people getting excited, like yes, it's getting a normal release in the US. Like it's still limited, so
yeah. There's a finite number.
So like we're out of the. There's no store that can reorder like the Barbatos high res 6th form or the Sunriser anymore. Like all the retailers have already cleared the stock out of those from us. So like the only XN risers that are available now are the ones that stores have ordered and kept in their stores. Like there's no way a new store can get an XN riser now.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's not fun.
Better than nothing, I guess. So
yeah,
for that, but
good thing I bought 2 when they were on Amazon.
Of the XN Riser, you did?
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Actually, they aren't on Amazon. It's just like independent stores that are using the Amazon marketplace. That was actually one of the restrictions that we had, was that Amazon's not allowed to have any of these. So like,
oh, gotcha.
By Amazon, but stores that happen to sell on Amazon are able to do it.
Yeah. There's so much good kit bash fodder in the XN Riser.
I'm
That's
just
why I
surprised.
bought them.
I know that you're not really that much into like 00, so
No, I mean I dig the anime and everything. I just don't build the kits or anything. But just seeing what people have done with that specific kit, like I used 2 of the parts on the Aussie backpack, the arm pieces. And yeah, I mean it's just so much good kit bash fodder in that particular kit. Yeah, I bought 2. I was just like, yeah, I'm not taking a chance on this. So looking back now, it seemed to be a good choice. Jeez. All right. Well, good stuff there, Zach. Good stuff.
I think there's probably more. We had a whole lot of stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, boom, good lightning round. So with that being said, it's already 11:16 on the clock my time. We're 15 minutes over. Let's go around the room. Let's get some plugs in, and then let's put a bow on this sucker and call it a day. Let's start off. Josh, go ahead and plug whatever you need to plug, sir.
I'm Josh Rodera on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Message me, say hi anytime. I like chatting to everybody. And I post my work in progresses on my Facebook, and I sell Gundam artwork and work in progress PDF book on my Zeta on joshrodera.com. So check that out. That's it.
Awesome. Yeah, I saw somebody just bought it in the chat. That was very cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, very cool. All right. Justin, go ahead and plug all your stuff, man.
Hey guys, it's Justin. Justinius builds on just about everything that's out there. I've been a little absent lately. A lot of stuff going on, but work is slowing down, so I'll finally be able to get back in the game a little bit. So hopefully I'll see you guys real soon.
Awesome. All right, Simon, go ahead and do your thing, man. You still got the cops coming to get you?
No, they have
Figured it out. Okay, cool. Rock and roll.
It really was. Yeah, you can find me on GundamUK.com, which is a brand new website. Do check it out. And you can find me on YouTube and Facebook, Gundam UK.
Awesome. Zach, go ahead. Plug.
I got a few things here, so bear with me. There is the Tokyo Gunpla guide that I released. I did a video on releasing that, so check that out. If you guys are planning to go to Tokyo or hoping to go to Tokyo, hopefully you guys find that helpful. So that's available on USA Gundam Store. You can get it there just for free, or you can choose to pay $5 for it. Of that goes to split between me and USA Gundam Store if you want. Or you just take it for free. Also, yeah, the SMS paints. I know Tim and Justin also got some SMS paints. SMS are going to be also available at USA Gundam Store. I think they said probably beginning of July, so in about a month or so. But the 3 of us got some from Scott, so that's awesome, from Scott being on last month's episode. And so I started working on the
I
Mega
have
Piki.
nothing free for you tonight. I have
Links. After this, Link's going to be hooking us up with some Ma.K kits or something.
Nice.
That's the new shirts, the new shirt designs, the winners of the contest that I held. Those are available on my shop, as well as some new designs that I'm working on, and also other collaborative designs I'm working on. I'm working on getting those uploaded, but there's like a dozen or so. It just takes a long time to go through all the process of getting those on. So working on that also. And then just want to show this quickly, the Mega Size Unicorn, because I have it here.
Yes.
Not built.
Look at the freaking size.
Very large. It's very blown out, isn't it?
Cool.
So hang on. See if you can move blocks. If I go farther back, can you see it better? No, maybe not. But yeah, very big.
What?
Very glad it's done. Cool. Changed up the colors just a little bit. Painted all the cycle frame instead of leaving that clear. It was a mix of things. Changed the white to kind of like a little bit creamy off-white, and then changed the navy blue to like almost black, really dark gray. Some small color changes there. It doesn't really have a whole lot of color in general, but yeah. So there's that.
Rad.
Sorry, you guys can't really see it very well, but there you go. I guess if you get closer, you can see it better. But
Nice.
yeah. And so all the armor is all in matte too, and then cycle frames in glossy, so you got that cool difference there
Yeah, cool.
as well. So
I like the black on the backpack instead of the navy. That's cool.
And the feet is just a little bit there, and the middle section there, which you can't really see. But so that was a commission, and it's done. So moving on to other things, and people keep still asking me about the Tristan project. What
happened to that?
Yeah. It's still a daily thing that I get asked about that.
Yeah, what about the Sori interview too?
Yeah. Well, luckily people have just forgot about that, but
I haven't.
Yeah, totally forgotten.
But yeah, that's just Tristan is still coming. It's just on hold. It's still there. It's at my desk. So I want to get through the commissions that I have, so I don't have those looming over me anymore. So
I search for that Tristan like once a week, just so you know.
Parts.
I actually really enjoyed that series.
Yeah, it was fun working on it. I just kind of got when I got to working on the legs, and it was just kind of like not really going how I wanted it to, and I just kind of like wanted to step away from it for a bit, and that bit has.
It's nice to step away and just kind of come back with a clear head. You can look at it a little better.
I think I'll just feel better about just kind of taking my time with that once I know I don't have like other commissions and other things that I should be working on. So
yeah, definitely.
You're like George R.R. Martin, and we're like, where's the new book? We want Game of Thrones book. Like, when's the new?
Or like Half-Life 3.
Yeah, Half-Life 3. Yes. Oh damn, I want that game.
Nice.
Tristan, Trash to Treasure Part 7 confirmed. People are going to be doing all the weird connections to get that.
Awesome. Anything else, Zach?
That's plenty.
Cool. All right, let's go over to Lincoln. Lincoln, what do you have to plug, man? I know you were asking in the chat, but
hi, my name's Lincoln Wright. It's way past my bedtime. Yeah. Still.
Yes.
And I'd like to plug nothing. I'd like to take this free opportunity to plug nothing.
I would like to plug Lincoln's mouth because it needs to shut up.
Warnings out. I'm going to throw some warnings down though. Don't be subscribed to my YouTube channel. It's terrible. I mean, there's some, the tutorials are half-assed. They're just not good. I've got no credentials. It's a horrible thing. There's no entertainment. The Facebook group is terrible too. People don't help each other out. It's horrible. Nothing. I'm not going to plug anything. It's worthless.
Awesome. Well, thank you for not plugging anything, sir. And hey, thank you very much for staying up with us. I know it's super late over where you guys are, so thank you very much.
Early.
One thing I'll just mention too for people who maybe are in the chat and aren't as familiar with Lincoln or whatever. We did a one-on-one interview last year. If you guys haven't seen that and you want to watch more of hear more of his stories and stuff, you can check that link in that interview out.
You plugged me for
Just plugged him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you want to hear more of your stories about your time in Japan, just check that interview out. People didn't.
That was a really good one. And actually, thank you very much, Zach. Zach was the first one to kind of, I guess you kind of figured out, wait a minute, this guy's got a bit of an interesting story. So I really appreciate that. Thank you, Zach. You were my first YouTube guy, man.
Well, no, because like no one really does like the really quality like Ma.K content, and I, like at the time I was like really starting to get really interested in it. So like when you came along and like I was like, oh man.
Well, I've been warned to not be so shy about explaining it. So I'm one of the studio modelers for the genre, but I mean there might be a lot of people watching out that don't know that. So the ones that you see on the website for Wave, the ones that they take to shows, some of them are mine.
That's so rad.
So I really am a big deal.
Yeah.
And whatever you guys do, don't go support Lincoln on Patreon either. Just don't do that.
It's
don't
not
do
that. I'm a special snowflake. So don't do it.
Oh man, Lincoln, thank you very much for being on, sir. We really, really appreciate it.
Josh, cringing too. I'm doing the really bad Aussie thing. Sorry, mate.
No, you're fine. That's all right.
You're trans too, aren't you? It's 1 a.m.
Yeah, I'm actually ready for like my second dinner. Like I am starving right now. I'm like, oh, this McDonald's. I gotta eat something. Damn it.
Oh man.
And I thought of, okay, can I submit a dad joke? Lincoln, you can probably use this for any of your videos. You could say, oh, and for more information about my website, guys, Lincoln, the description.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
well played.
All right. Anyway, Xavier, what do you have to plug, sir?
So the U.S. Regionals for the Gunpla Builders World Cup have started. So I know Chicago had theirs last week, and currently Fanime is having theirs this Memorial Day weekend. If you have a GBWC event near you, please go check it out, try and compete. This year at Anime Expo, Kawaguchi will be part of the judging panel again. He'll also be one of the guests at Anime Expo. Look forward to that.
Cool.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, thanks, Xavier. Thank you for waking up so freaking early and being on with us, man. Really, really appreciate that too, man. It's always a good time to have you on the show. Excuse me. And for me, hey guys, check me out, Child of Mecca, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, coming to YouTube, and also Twitch, hopefully soon as well.
It's the YouTube. The YouTubes.
The YouTubes, yes.
I am on Tehet YouTubes.
Tehet YouTubes, yeah. Thank you for that.
Sorry, bro. I had to do it.
I think accidentally, Zach, sometimes you might remember how sometimes you accidentally mute somebody. It's not you, it's the system. Maybe that should happen right now.
Yeah. Oh man, but hey, check me out on all those social medias. If you like the hat here too, the 90s Gundam hat, you can get it on the Child of Mecca store on childofmecca.com. Also, two quick things. Big congratulations to Scott from SMS, man. Like Zach said, he was on the show last month, and we just made a joke about Ryan or Adam, I mean, from USA Gundam Store, carrying the paints, and man, it happened. Here we are, where it's becoming a reality. So big congratulations to Scott. Big thank you to Adam. Adam and USA Gundam Store is down at MegaCon in Orlando right now. So if you have the opportunity, go there, support the guy. One of my other friends, Mike Boggle, is down there doing really cool Star Wars anime tattoos and stuff like that. He just did a nice piece on another friend of ours, Mr. Gavin Matters, who was in the U.S. for a little while here recently, and did a sick tattoo on his arm. What's that, Justin?
He's working on a Rooster Teeth show.
Nice. That's awesome. I thought he was doing tats.
He's doing all the designs. Well, no, Mr. Gav.
Oh, okay.
He's working with Rooster Teeth. He's doing like the mech designs for some show that they're doing.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. Well, good to know. Support all those guys. The only other thing I have, check out our good friends, the Gundam Kitchen. They do Gundam Kitchen After Dark. Their next show is the 31st. It is a live buying show similar to Home Shopping Network, but for Gunpla. You can actually buy kits through the show online, and it's a really, really good time. You can spend some quality time with those guys there online. So with that being said, guys, this is episode 35 of Gunpla Talk, and man, thank you so much for watching. Thank you again to Lincoln and Xavier for being with us, and
thank you to
staying
Alex
up
in the chat
early, respectively. What's that, Josh?
Thank you to Alex for moderating the chat.
Thank you, Alex, for moderating the chat. Yep.
Oh,
thank you for Ricardo for the hookup on the images, and yeah, so many shout outs this episode, but and shout outs to all the people in the live chat right now. You guys are amazing. So guys, thank you again for watching, and we will see you next month. Take care.
Bye.
Good.
I'm trying to steal